Hello, Curious! For several days now, some hot revelations have been appearing with Angelina Jolie and the singer The Weeknd. The internet went wild when they were spotted in the same restaurant, and their dinner together was quickly called a date. And this is not the only time that they spent in the same place recently, and this evidence may signal a lot, but a large proportion of fans believe that they were united by a romantic feeling. But is it really possible? Why does the press indicate that this is an alleged romance and not a cooperation or just a friendship? And what are their meetings like? What is the new project that The Weeknd is preparing for in the world of television? The HBO series created by the musician promises to be really interesting, so what do we know about it? And does Angelina have anything to do with it? Stay with us until the very end as we have collected all the important information for you. But before we continue, don't forget to click the subscription button to our channel, thanks to which you will always be up to date with all the news and gossip from the world of the stars. Relationships in American show business have been really surprising lately because no one expected to see J-Lo and Ben Affleck, or Bennifer, a power couple from years ago, in love again and happy like never before. The unexpected romance between Harry Styles and Olivia Wilde, 10 years his senior, has also been going on for at least 6 months. And their relationship is getting better, despite the fact that the actress left a longtime partner and the father of her children for the singer of One Direction. So Curious, this is really happening, and there's definitely more to it. But if you would like to hear more surprising information about fiery romances, long-lasting relationships, and the breakup of stars, our playlist is being displayed on the screen above. But stay with us as we come to the heart of today's episode. Jennifer and Ben have resumed their relationship of almost 20 years after their breakup. So you might be asking yourself, what might be more of a surprise? Well, as it turns out, there might be. Now, Angelina Jolie has been single for several years now, waging a never-ending battle for childcare with Brad Pitt, and it was clear that something would finally be by her side. And yes, he appeared. Recently, the actress is credited with an extremely close relationship with the musician who is 15 years younger than her. And yes, we're talking about The Weeknd, and although this is not the first time that well-known and popular ladies from the entertainment world have a younger boyfriend, as evidenced by, for example, the already mentioned Olivia Wilde, Britney Spears, or Madonna, the alleged romance of Jolie and The Weeknd shocks many. And speaking of this duo that made the American media crazy hoping for new additional information, you wonder, where did the speculation about the proximity of these two came from? Well, let's talk about it, because it all started when the gossip portals began to write about the fact that Angie's heart was reportedly beating harder to her younger ex-boyfriend of Selena Gomez and Bella Hadid, and they were caught at a dinner that was quickly called a date, and since then, theories have begun to break through the networks. And then stories began to circulate from the alleged cooperation of the two meeting for romantic reasons, and the last reason for their acquaintance caused even more excitement because, according to The Sun, their exquisite dinner lasted for hours, and it was definitely a dinner date mood, and they acted more like a couple than friends. The fact that they both were, in fact, in the same premises was supported by the words of witnesses and photos taken by the paparazzi. The photos, however, do not show them together. Angelina and The Weeknd left the same place as one of the Italian restaurants in Santa Monica and left very shortly after each other. And according to foreign media reports, after spending few hours inside, they left separately so as to not arouse suspicions. And as you can guess, the public quickly caught on to those revelations, imagining that the reason for the discretion, which basically had everything to remain a secret. And we have to tell you that up to this point, most people hadn't taken the rumors of their affair seriously, and most of them tended to theorize that there was indeed more to their friendship between the two, but it was closely related work. And because it is a certain thing that the singer intends to take a completely different career step when it comes to completing his achievements in the entertainment world. And The Weeknd is leaning towards making a series for HBO, in which he will explore new areas as a creator, producer, and hero. However, we'll talk more about this in a moment, and we go back to the acquaintance with Jolie, because while it had seemed that up until now that their work-related relationship made sense and everything seemed quite normal, a lot changed when they were caught in the same concert in Los Angeles a few days ago, where they had reportedly been seen on a secret date again. And there is probably no better way to distract and show the common party as an innocent meeting from taking your loved ones. And we say this because they were accompanied by friends, and Angelina also appeared in the company of her daughters, Shiloh and Zahara. And the rumors about the romance of the 46-year-old Jolie and 31-year-old Abel Makonnen Tesfaye will certainly not be silenced by photos that appeared on the web, which document the fact that they both had fun at the same event. Ever since they started to connect them together, the networks have been boiling, and as many are observing now, the dinner was apparently not an ordinary business meeting after all, and although they weren't photographed together, they were in the same place at exactly the same time. Was meeting Mustafa Poet's private concert another discreet date? And yes, some will say that it was a mere coincidence, although what sources close to the musician say is that it reveals something completely unexpected and indicate that it might be evidence that something is actually happening between the two of them. Remember how the Bennifer relationship flared up a few months ago? Well, initially signals were delicate, and few believed that their paths would connect. And now, while neither of them has officially confirmed it yet, their relationship is more than obvious. So there are those for whom the coincidence of places at the time of Angie and Abel's appearance are enough to believe that the two are already a couple. It should be mentioned that although initially a lot of speculation related to their work is in common, and the fact that their situation is not known to what the extent of Angelina Jolie has anything to do with that project. But The Weeknd is working on something, and in this case, it is not known yet whether she has any role as an actress, producer, or director, and these issues are completely unclear at the moment, and the representatives of neither of the actress nor the musician are silent about it, and the only thing that can be sure is whatever their relationship brings, it will be a pleasant surprise for the fans. In fact, it wouldn't be the first time love has blossomed on a set, and it actually happens quite often. Angelina herself experienced passionate love with her ex-husband Brad Pitt, which was born on the set of Mr. and Mrs. Smith. And one of the fresh relationships in show business is the great feeling between the actors of the hit Netflix series full of hot intimate scenes. Would you like to hear more about it? Cause we recommend the episode, but stay with us until the very end to find out the latest news on Angelina and The Weeknd. It is worth noting here that the actress has not been seen with any man since divorcing Brad Pitt, and it is known that in recent years she had no partner, or at least no one knows anything about anything like that. Probably also in the light of the public sphere, Angelina is simply hermetic to what concerns her private life, especially due to ongoing legal battles with Brad Pitt over childcare, and it is known that she's fully focused on her crowd and dealt with professional projects, both as an actress and producer, invariably conducted her humanitarian activities for which she's known, and although she has been away from anyone for a long time, she was last seen entering the apartment of Johnny Lee Miller, who was her first husband, with a bottle of liquor. Speculation quickly emerged that perhaps ex-spouses who had maintained friendly relations after their breakup would be reunited with some seriousness. But if you'd like to know more about it, we refer you to our episode, but still hear about the new series that The Weeknd is creating because it promises to be interesting. So let's get to what is known about the new production. The singer tries his hand at acting, but not only. The series will be called The Idol, for which the 31-year-old has also become a producer and co-writer of, and he will work hand in hand with the creator of Euphoria. And although speculations about the singer's alleged relationship with Angelina are based on many theories, it is very likely that the relationship related in some way to the production of the new hit series. What is known about it, The Idol, is that it's about a female pop star who begins to romance with an enigmatic club owner in Los Angeles. It turns out that the man in his spare time is a cult leader, and at the time of writing this episode, it is not known who will play the main female role, and the male roles have not been officially confirmed, but it is assumed that The Weeknd will play the club's owner. Do you think that the female role can go to Angelina, who in the incarnation of a pop star will show something that we have never seen in her release? Speaking of production, it is known that The Weeknd will be working with Joseph Epstein, who is the showrunner of the show, as well as the co-writer, and apart from the aforementioned people, there are many other known names working in the production, but nowhere, not even the slightest mention of Angelina Jolie has been made, so all the suspicions you hear today, including the actual romance of the two, are likely that they're still hanging in the air. So, coming back to The Weeknd, it should be mentioned that this is not the first time that the musician has tried to move from the stage onto the screen as an actor, and he has worked on successful animated series American Dad from 2020 and also starred in the film Diamonds Rough. He collaborated with Sam Levinson, who is the creator of the successful series Euphoria, and this series debuted in 2019 and received very good reviews from critics. It also received many nominations for various awards and won, among others, several Emmy statuettes. And Zendaya was also awarded with Best Actress as in a drama series. In recent weeks, there are also revelations about the romance of a young actress with Tom Holland. So they were caught kissing and spending free time together, and if you want to hear more about it, we recommend you an episode entitled Zendaya Zendaya and Tom Holland. So as you can see, this is another example of how new romances and relationships in Hollywood world keep popping up and continue to surprise us. So when it comes to what happens between Angelina and Abel aka The Weeknd, anything is possible and time will show what really connects them. What do you think about Angelina Jolie's alleged romance with The Weeknd? Do you think that the actress is ready for new love affairs? Do you think that they may have something romantic in common, or do you think that their acquaintance was probably related to work and that has nothing to do with anything yet? And do you think that Angelina will appear in the series created by the musician? Please let us know in the comments below, and also don't forget to subscribe to our channel. And if you've liked this episode, we'd love for you to share it. See you next time!